Truth for you to chew with the pastor at Yahoo.
The Parables of Jesus, number 34, the 10 bridesmaids. Remember the parable of the wise and foolish builders? Okay then, so what was the key difference between the two? Obedience. Both heard, but only the wise obeyed the voice of the Lord. Now, what about the wise and foolish bridesmaids found in Matthew chapter 25? Have you ever heard of them? 5 were wise, but 5 were foolish. So what was the difference between them? Well, it could have been that the wise ones invested in oil futures while the foolish just paid retail prices at the pump. Okay, well, not exactly. But the difference between the two groups does have to do with preparation and planning, which can be traced back to faith and obedience. Yep, same as those builders. These 10 bridesmaids were told to stay prepared for the imminent return of the groom. So 5 of them filled their lamps with oil, while the other 5 figured, they were good enough as they were. It's interesting to note that all 10 of them were lulled to sleep as they waited for the groom's return. When the midnight shout announced his arrival, the wise were ready to party. But the foolish 5 had depleted their oil reserves and had to go try and rustle up some oil from the Saudis. Too little, too late, and they missed the wedding party altogether. Even their begging and knocking did them no good. They were too late and missed the door of opportunity. Well, we are all commanded in Scripture to, quote, be filled with the Spirit. And so we should. Just as the early disciples were filled with God's Spirit and His kingdom was advanced, so we too must not fall asleep, but eagerly await His return. You are light. Lights are meant to shine, and oil lamps are worthless without oil. So stay filled and overflowing with the fullness of God's presence, His Spirit.
This has been another edition of Truth for You to Chew with the pastor at Yahoo.